Hello, everyone, and it is really good to see you all here. Our session today is improving your customer experience with Epicor Automation Studio. My name is Joe Marcelo. I am the solution engineer for SEA. This automation studio is a workflow that is built with a systemic approach to streamline business processes through technology. It is a business automation utilize application to perform repetitive tasks, freeing up people or user from working on administrative tasks and let them take care more on strategic work. Automation Studio integrates and connects to different system and application to create a seamless data flow and enhance operational efficiency. Finally, activity workflows are automated through software that manage tasks based on rules. This process is significantly reducing manual effort and increasing consistency in task execution. With Automation Studio, we can connect to multiple modules within Epicor platform. The integration is user-friendly and does not require extensive coding knowledge. This is for business users to automate and optimize their workflow. Epicor Kinetic Automation Studio is an integration platform as a service, or we call it iPaaS solution. It automates workflows and connects to 1,000 more other applications and databases. It is a powerful tool powered by Workato, offers both low-code and AI-assisted no-code options. So users with varying level of technical expertise are able to make use of it. Automation Studio connects to so many other systems, like in sales and marketing solution, there are Box, HubSpot, Marketo, Sugar CRM, Salesforce, and Slack. Or in customer service solution, we have Workday, Jira, ServiceNow, Clari, Freshdesk, FedEx, and so on. Also, like for example, in administration solution, we have Adobe, Google Suite, UKG, ADP, Bamboo HR, and Smart HR. We use recipes to make an automated workflow. This recipe connects to various applications to perform a series of tasks. Each recipe consists of trigger, then initiates action. Then the tasks are carried out when the trigger occurs. For example, a recipe can be set to trigger when a new record is created in a CRM system, for example. And the action could be to create corresponding issue in Kinetics Epicor. Recipes can handle complex scenarios, actions, data transformation, and duplicate detection. This is a global trend that so many global organizations are doing it. All of them are investing to have teams dedicated to integration strategy to aim collaborative integration. This trend reflects the growing complexity of digital ecosystems. As organizations continue to evolve, integrations and streamlined process are highly important. We need to continuously empower our team to innovate and adapt in this digital landscape. So let's start to see how Automation Studio looks like. I will change to my share screen. Yeah. This is the screen of Automation Studio.
The first page we see is Home and Dashboard. Dashboard, it is mainly showing the log of our recipe. How many times run, how many failed, and so on. We can show how many consumption in 30 days, 7 days, or custom range. We can select to see only specific project or folder, like this one for example. Next is recipes. This is where all our recipes saved. This is the list that shows us everything we have made or built. We can make recipe by copying from existing. I'll show you later in community tab. Or we can also make from blank or scratch. Project serve as a repositories for your integration assets, including recipes, connection, and subfolders. We can organize all these recipes under project and put inside folders. This is community library. It is where we can access shared recipes which is built by other users or parties. We can do search here. Example, Google. Then we can pick any that is suitable for our needs and modify from there. Another example, we search for Outlook. These are all recipes that related to Outlook. When we are looking for recipes specific for Epicor products, we look inside industry templates. These are all industry template examples you can use for Epicor products. We select kinetics, then these are specific only to kinetic solution. Again, for example, we are looking something related to journal entry or AP invoice, for example. Recipes are the building blocks of any automation in Automation Studio. They are automated workflow built by users that can span multiple applications. A recipe is made up of one trigger, one action, and connection. We will see how a recipe works. Let's see some examples. In this business case, we are automating some manual works of updating the exchange rate, which is normally carried out by accounting. Think about how much effort we can reduce from accounting user by this automation. Accounting user is regularly, maybe daily, maybe weekly, checking current exchange rate from bank or certain source and type it in by hand into Epicor Kinetic tables. Now we are eliminating this task from accounting user. Let's see how this is configured. On one trigger, we can change the frequency of update. Can be day, can be week, month. If we change to week, it is smart enough to give us necessary parameters to input. Also, if we change to month, they will change to specific requirement also. Okay, put it back to days. This part is showing us that we use the service from this website. This number 3, this shows us that we are retrieving data for these 4 currencies listed here: CAD, Swiss franc, Euro, Pound, Peso, Yen. This is the step for iteration on updating each currency in Kinetics. For each currency mentioned in number 3 just now, Automation Studio will send the corresponding exchange rate, then shift into Kinetics. This is directly related to our Epicor setup. We tell the system to update what company, what table in Epicor, and update with what data. Okay. Exit. Because we cannot wait one day to see it run, so I use this button to test, to make it run now. This shows today there is an activity, which is what we just ran few seconds ago. Now we see the result in Epicor Kinetic. Let's look into our exchange rate currency. Search rate type 1. Check today's update. This is the update. Now we go back to recipe page to see other detail. Beside recipe tab, we have job tab. Here we can see the historical information, how many times this recipe has been executed. This is the detail of connection, which are the connection to the website and to Kinetics. Next tab, version. This is showing the update or a revision history. There is version number, date of revision, type of change, and who is doing the revision. We can add comment if we want to. Now, another example. For a business that runs trade with overseas customer or suppliers, many of them are required to have a translated product description to put in document or in product label. So we need to have somewhere in the product master the product description in different language so that we can use that to show in document or pull that translated description into a product label or such. We are making use of Google Translate to automate this for us and integrate it with our Kinetics. Let's look at the recipe and see how we configure it. This is the recipe where we are using Google Translate services to translate a description into another language. This is the trigger. We are using a webhook method. Webhook is a notification sent by an application, in this case Kinetics, sending to a target URL, in this case Google Translate. Automation Studio has webhook gateway that is responding to all webhook sent to gateway, then pass it to another service. What data are passed? It is on next step. This step is for getting part description from Kinetics, looking inside company Epic O3. This step number 3 is a call to Google Translation to have part number description translated into Vietnamese. Then in step number 4, it is sending translated words from Google Translate to Kinetics. It updates part length description table with Vietnamese description. Again, this is to call the Google Translate for Chinese and then send the part description translation into Kinetics in simplified Chinese. Then lastly, Indonesian language. Translated Indonesian description. Now we open our Kinetics. Pick any part. Let's say this one. So we have tested with previous name. Now we change that example aluminum cooler with fan. Okay, then save it. Now this button is to trigger Google Translate recipe in Automation Studio. Click it. Since this is a demo, we need to give a bit more time for data streaming to work. Now we refresh the page, then we see the result, this one. Okay. So this is the result. Now we go back to recipe page to see other detail. Let's look into some historical quickly. See top line here. This is the last time where we were just running this recipe. Connection, it shows that we have only one connection, which is to Kinetics. The other connection with Google is defined in another section. Again, version is the history of revisions. Maybe you now are curious on how we create a new recipe. I'll continue with creating a totally new recipe from zero, from blank. In this business case, we are automating a complaint from customers where normally customers are just sending us email of issues. Then we will automate that email to become a CRM case in Epicor Kinetic. Plus, we will make the Automation Studio automatically send an acknowledgement email to that specific customer. Let us create new recipe. Give name like case from Outlook as an example. Put it in demo, for example. In a pick starting point, we select trigger from an app. This means the trigger will come from a new or an update of a certain condition in an app. In this case, the app will be Outlook. The other, run on schedule, it is for tasks that we want to run regularly. Remember in previous example, exchange rate, originally we want it to run every day or every week. So for that purpose, the trigger is run on schedule. Also on previous example, translation by Google Translate Service, the trigger is when we click button inside part page in Kinetics. That button contains webhook. So for that purpose, we select trigger from a webhook. In this case, we are using trigger from an app. Then click start building. First, we search for an app, Outlook. Outlook, select it. You can also see all app. You will see a lot of connectors which are ready to use here. See the step guide here. It is showing our progress in building this trigger. It is only 4 steps. Continue with our Outlook as a trigger. Now we select what event is suitable one. Scroll down below, we select new updated email. Click this. So we need to connect, and Automation Studio prompt us for connection. Let's say I use Outlook here. Then I log in. Okay, log in already. Share mailbox means an email that we share to Automation Studio, because we will make Automation Studio monitor an email address in order to run this automation task. Now I use my email, Joe Marcelo. We can also select a specific folder for this purpose, because we don't want Automation Studio working in inbox, because there are so many emails come to inbox, and those emails not always a complaint from customer. So we set Automation Studio to start working if there are new email coming to a folder. In this case, I choose demo case. I will see you later in Outlook. That's it for trigger. Next, we continue configuring our action. Click plus, select action in app. Means we want an app to continue doing something to respond to the trigger we set above. In this right part, select Kinetics. Before we continue, I'll explain briefly. We want Automation Studio to catch an email from a customer that come to demo case folder. So later, when there is an email coming to that folder, we want to continue the process by instructing Epicor Kinetic to recognize that email is from what customer. To achieve that, we will configure Kinetic to search all contact table and find that email address, then identify who is that person and who is the customer. So here is how we configure our next step. We need to find search record, this one. Select Kinetic connection. Now, Automation Studio is connected with Epicor Kinetics environment that I have. As you can see, this is the record type. When I click, there is a drop down. The content is the tables in Kinetics. In this case, I select customer contacts. Okay, until this step, we have made Kinetic searching all customer contact table. But what to find? We want to find sender email address from an email that come into demo case folder, right? So we need to give condition. Add condition. Automation Studio asks what field. We choose here email address equal as an operator is correct. Let it be value. Value means what is the content of field email address. This is the email address of someone from customer who sent us an email, correct? Where to find it? We go back to see the trigger. The trigger is in step 1. We can scroll this pop-up in the left. It is called recipe data. Find step 1. Scroll to find relevant data to use. We want to find the sender. This is sender. Email address. Then address. As you can see here, all the data are identified and readily available for us to use. We don't need to do anything like coding or make queries or develop endpoint API or whatsoever. These values called data pills. Data pills. We only need to look for correct data pills, click it, then it will go to the active text box. This is the active text box. Or we can drag also, like this one. Okay, up to this step, we have configured Kinetic to do the search based on the email that is sent by a contact in our customer. Now, we want to continue to do two things. One is automatically create a case in our Kinetics. 2. Automatically create a replying email. Again, add step. Select action in app. We will create a case. So we select again Kinetics, then create a record. In this case, the name is helpdesk. Okay, company Epic O3, it is correct already. And we need more fields, so we look inside this optional table, find customer number, then we fill with. Okay, remember that we have searched the customer contact in step number 2. There is a recipe data. Wow, it is showing down here. We can select from step 2 output, select customer number. So it's come here. Or we can follow to use the suggestion. Other than customer number, we want to have the text or description. It is in issue text. Select issue text. Then we are looking for recipe data. That is down here. What is the content of this issue text. Just copy everything that written in the email, right? So we use step 1 output, which is the email. Find body preview. This is the most appropriate data field to choose. Okay, up to this step, we have completed the task to create case. One more thing to do, we add one more step to automatically create a replying email. Again, plus action in app, what we choose? Outlook, because this task is to create an email. Scroll down below, find send email. Yes, this is correct. Send email. Then the last setup page from can be blank, it is default. Then 2, fill with sender email address. This is the person that's sending us email in step 1, right? So choose from recipe data. Step 1, sender address. Then subject, put like something like response to your concern. Okay. But remember, we have created a new case in step 3, correct? Means we have had a case number already, and we can use that data to make the information more complete. So we'll find a case number from data field. Again, try to find it here. Close this. Step number 3, create record. Case number. So then we need to change something like this. Email type just text to make it simple, then message. This will become the template. Every time email is sent from this Automation Studio, it will use this template. I will make something like this one. There, who's the name? We find here, first name. First name is in contact. We have searched the contact and we find first name. Where is it? Click. Come. Again, find the case number. Step 3. Case. It's the case number. What is the customer? We can find it from here. Customer number. And customer name. Where is it? Customer name. Okay. Like that. Okay, that's it. We have completed all the required steps and configurations. Go up and save this. Click exit to exit from configuration page. We need to make this recipe start, so click Start Recipe to make it active and start monitoring Outlook. Before we run it, remember that the email address joemarcelo@epicor.com is the receiver. The sender should be another email address. In this case, I use joemarcelo@hotmail.com. So I register joemarcelo@hotmail.com as contact so that we have that email in contact master. So change to contact. Customer. Use Edison, our favorite customer. Scroll to find contacts. So I have prepared here. That's it. In the Outlook, I prepare two folders, demo inbox and demo case. Demo inbox, I prepare this as an inbox for this demo. We can have some emails here already. I prepare demo case folder to work with Automation Studio. This is the folder that Automation Studio is monitoring. Means if only there is a message come to this folder, then the recipe that we just create will run. Okay, now in Hotmail, this is the email that will act as a sender, registered as a contact under customer Edison. Let's just start creating an email. To who? joemarcelo@epicor.com. Subject, let's say product. They are Darko. Sorry, Darko. I've borrowed your name here. We need something like that. Okay, looks good. Good enough as a complaint, then click send. Send. We monitor in the inbox. The email will come very soon. This is it. So we will have normally a lot of email here, but when we see a new email, we need to read it first and we decide, okay, this is complaint. So we move it to demo case. Move here, okay? This is the point of Automation Studio executing triggers. The replying message should be arrive soon. Okay, there is a new email coming here. Let's see. This is the result. A new case number 59, response to your concern, blah, 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 blah. Oops, sorry. This one is need fixing. This is what we have just created. Okay, other than this email, remember, we also automatically create a case. In this email, it is stated that there are a new case number 59. So let's check our kinetics. case entry. Let's see. This is 59. Like this. This is the content of the email. So we have the case, we have the replying email, all automated already. Okay. This is one example on how we can automate an email to become a case, then make an automated response to the customer. Of course, you can continue to automate forwarding of email to certain department or person in your organization, or add more automated tasks and enhance this recipe. You see how easy and how quick it is to create one. But the idea is, by having this type of automation, your company creates a better customer experience. You are shifting your customer service or support to the next level. For key takeaways, this is very exciting actually. We can do so many experiments as we want to. The limit is our imagination. If you are so curious and want to start soon, you know who to contact. Yes, contact our Epicor team and make an appointment with us. We will talk more about this. We will help you to build automation studio to improve your business process. Okay, that's it from me. Thank you very much.